Well, hey guys, I've got you all hanging overhead here. You can see I have a little bit of a collection going of some different BB creams and CC creams. I wanted to share these with you for some time now, so I thought this would be the easiest way to do that. And I'll swatch some of these on my hands so you can see what they look like and talk about the ingredients. BB creams and CC creams I think of as sunscreen products with makeup potential in between a full-on makeup and a no makeup, and that they offer coverage beyond what you would get if you just used a tinted sunscreen, but they're not as high coverage, we'll say, as concealers and foundations. They're sunscreens, more or less. And what I like about that is that if you wear a base layer of sunscreen and you apply these on over them, you kind of have a little bit of reassurance in that at least you're putting more sunscreen on top of sunscreen. No, that's not going to increase your total SPF, but the reason I like that is that it doesn't detract from your SPF. In other words, I always worry that if you put on your base layer of sunscreen, let it dry, and then you go putting makeup and concealer and whatnot on top of it, I always worry in the back of my head, well, depending on how the concealer or the makeup or the foundation is formulated, what if that is actually breaking up some of that sunscreen and compromising the sun protective layer? Using a BB cream or a CC cream gets around that. Now, there are no clinical studies that really look into this in depth as to whether or not that actually happens. If makeup wearers are jeopardizing their sunscreen by putting makeup on over it, I honestly can't tell you guys. It's just something that in the back of my head I always worry about. So this is why I like BB creams and CC creams, but admittedly, they're not going to give you the level of coverage that like a foundation or concealer would. However, they give a lot more coverage than a tinted sunscreen. Tinted sunscreens really don't offer any coverage. In other words, they're not going to camouflage a brown freckle, whereas a BB cream or a CC cream might make that appear far less noticeable, and a frank foundation or a frank concealer will completely hide it. That's kind of how I view them. The difference between BB cream and CC cream I think is largely in the name, but BB cream stands for beauty balm, and it kind of, you know, gently masks some discolorations and things, but CC cream I think of more as quote color correction, in that it tends to incorporate some green pigments that can camouflage redness. All right, so first up, these are some new BB creams from Derma E. They sent these to me a while ago, and when I first got them, I actually shared them both on my Instagram page as well as my Facebook page. I shared some swatches and then some images of me actually wearing the BB cream. And I really like these. I think they give a very nice cosmetic camouflage. They are zinc oxide as the active sunscreen ingredient, just 20% zinc oxide. And the base of an inactive ingredients is made of shea butter, and it also has a variety of, you know, kind of antioxidant type things in it. And so overall, it goes on really nicely. It's smooth, it blends into the skin comfortably. It's very moisturizing, probably because of the shea butter. It's not greasy. It really gives, I mean, I've actually been really impressed with this. They did a really nice job on these formulations. They market them as oil-free, but I view shea butter as an oil, and many of you with oily skin, you have commented, or those of you with oily-prone, acne-prone skin, some of you comment that you don't get along well with shea butter. So be aware of that. That is in this, but otherwise it's great, fragrance-free, and they made a variety of tints. They've got light, medium, fair, tan, and deep. so this is what they look like just put on the skin, but you can see we have fair, light, medium, tan, and deep. So the 5 colors there, and they really spread very nicely into the skin and really give like a nice shimmer. So I'll just kind of blend out the light, the fair one here. I get fair and light confused sometimes, but this one that I am daubing at here is fair, and that's what I've worn on my skin. BB creams and CC creams are also nice because they have iron oxides in them. Iron oxides are ingredients in tinted sunscreens, BB creams, CC creams, even foundations and makeup that have been shown to protect against pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light. I have an entire video talking about pro-pigmenting wavelengths of visible light, how blue light can contribute to hyperpigmentation. This is an issue for people with darker skin types that heal with hyperpigmentation or darker skin types that suffer from melasma. Those pigmentary disorders are driven by not only ultraviolet radiation, but they're also driven by certain wavelengths of visible light, namely 415 nanometer blue light. And iron oxides can protect against that. So that's another reason why I like BB creams and CC creams, because here's how they're helpful. You put on your base layer of sunscreen to your entire face, and then you come on over that base layer of sunscreen to targeted areas of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation with a BB cream or CC cream such as this. And you're camouflaging it. You're taking advantage of the BB cream or CC cream as makeup to hide that if you're bothered by the appearance of it, but you're also protecting it from visible light in the blue wavelengths, and that visible light can further drive things. But yeah, I really like these Derma E ones. I like that they come in the nice shades. They dry actually with a nice matte finish. So if you're somebody who has shiny skin, you're intimidated by the shea butter component, I wouldn't worry about it in this. I think you will actually like these. And they are vegan and cruelty-free. You know, I'm a little nervous with Derma E ever since they kind of burned me on the advanced peptide collagen cream. If you guys missed my disappointing products video, I pointed out that in that video I learned that Derma E was putting lavender oil in the advanced peptide cream that I had recommended to you guys. And lavender oil is indeed fragrance, and they weren't disclosing that on the ingredient list, so that pissed me off. Yeah, I like this product, and hopefully they're not putting fragrance in it. It doesn't have any sort of scent to it, and as far as I can tell, it's fragrance free, at least according to the ingredient list. But yeah, really happy with that. You can get this on lovelyskin.com and then from Derma E, but I can't find it anywhere else. They sent it to me, so maybe it'll be more widely available later on, like in Ulta and stuff, but yes, all right here. All right, next up is another one that I really like is the Supergoop CC Cream Daily Correct Broad Spectrum SPF 35. Unlike the Derma E one, this combines zinc and titanium dioxide. This one also has a nice matte finish to it, similar to the Derma E product. This also has sodium hyaluronate in it, which is a humectant. It has glycerin. And you know, it's not super, it also has dimethicone in it as well. So you know, it's got some good moisturizing ingredients. This one actually is oil-free, and I think is a less risky choice for people with acne-prone skin than the Derma E one with the shea butter in it, just because I know a lot of people, they find that shea butter seems to be a culprit in their acne exacerbations. This doesn't have that in it. It's fragrance free, and I really like it. It doesn't transfer onto fabrics. The Derma E one, I don't think I mentioned, also doesn't transfer onto fabrics. I noticed when I wore it, nor does this one. So they stay on the skin pretty well. And the one thing I don't really care about with this is this one I have swatched here is the shade light to medium. So it comes in fair to light, light to medium, and medium, as far as I can tell. And that's not a huge shade range. It's basically like covering the Caucasian spectrum of skin color, and that's about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are non-Caucasian, does the Supergoop CC cream match your shade, because these here just look like different shades of Caucasian skin types. All right, next up I have this one from MDSolarSciences, which I really like a lot. I'll just swatch it on here right next to the Supergoop one. So you can see this is their beauty balm, and you can see it's quite a bit fairer than the Supergoop CC cream that I had. It has a green tea in it, which is great for diminishing the appearance of pores and helping add a little bit of control for oiliness. It also has niacinamide in it, which can be helpful for redness and is anti-inflammatory. It has dimethicone in it, so it's a nice moisturizer, oil-free moisturizer. And then it's got some antioxidants in it. I already mentioned the green tea, and it's got pomegranate and cranberry fruit extract. And then there's also caffeine in this, which can just kind of constrict the blood vessels and kind of improve redness. And I really like this personally. It is on the pricier side, but I think it's a good one if you're my skin type. You know, it's not super inclusive though, as you can tell. This is the only shade that I'm aware of that they make. This one's really pretty on the skin, and it does transfer a little bit, however, I noticed, onto fabrics and things. But otherwise, I really like it. All right, here I have Physicians Formula in the shade Light for their BB cream. This is a zinc and titanium dioxide BB cream, and it's pretty inexpensive, and it's fragrance free. I've shared it with you guys before. However, unlike the Derma E one and the others that I've shown up to this point, this one is not as matte, and it just does not give as nice of a cosmetic camouflage of things as those do, but it gets the job done. I find that this one you really have to work with a lot more than the others in order to get it to blend onto your skin well and not be patchy and clumpy. Like this, you almost have to put on with like a beauty blender in order to get it in order to work with it. But it gets the job done, and it is fragrance free. It's cruelty free. And so, you know, it's good. It has shea butter in it as well, like the Derma E one, but unlike the Derma E one, this one is not as thick. It's a lot more runny. So yeah, I think the overall formulation of this is just not as nice as the others that I've shown up until this point. It's a lot more runny and a lot more difficult to work with, and it definitely transfers onto a lot of things. I personally prefer their Super CC cream. I think it's a little bit nicer and easier to work with, especially if you're looking to camouflage some redness. I think this one's great. I prefer this to the BB cream personally. Comment below, guys, what your experience with them has been, but I think this one's a lot nicer than the BB cream. It's not as watery. You still have to work this in, you know, you almost have to, like I said, use a beauty blender, but it's less streaky. I think this one is a little bit nicer. I don't know if it's a subtle difference between the two as far as the inactive ingredients. Like the BB cream, this is zinc and titanium dioxide, and it also has shea butter in it. And you know, I don't know what it is about this one versus the BB cream. I find this one just looks nicer on the skin. Maybe, you know, it's my background skin type, but as far as working it onto the skin, I think it's a little easier to work with. The BB cream is a lot more runny. But you know, this is another option. Both the CC cream comes in light medium, and the BB cream comes in, I think the shade I have is the only color I have. Oh no, they've got two shades. I'm on the website here, and Rakuten's trying to get me to save money. I don't want to buy anything. Yeah, the BB cream comes in light and light medium, so not very comprehensive as far as the shades. All right, next up is a product that I got on YesStyle, and I like the way it wears on the skin, but it's a little strange. I thought it was going to be like a tinted CC cream. It's the Kate Tokyo Secret Skin CC Base Zero. But as you can see, here, I'll just put some out here. It's kind of a whitish greenish. So this product, you don't want to put a ton of this on. Otherwise you're gonna have this greenish white film, and I don't think that's what you're going for. But yeah, so I was a little surprised by this. It doesn't quite achieve what I would think you'd be looking for with a CC cream or BB cream type product. It really just, I don't know, it goes on like this chalky white stuff. It does kind of have a pore blurring effect to it. So there's that. In terms of the sunscreen active ingredients, it's got zinc and titanium dioxide. It also has octinoxate. It's fragrance free. And it also has a little bit of talc in it, which can just kind of whiten the product. And it does have mica as well, which can give a little bit of shimmer to it. And so I think, you know, the effect that this is going for is really more of a pore blurring base for makeup. So yeah, I was a little surprised by that. I was expecting it to be like a tinted product. So this is comfortable to wear, you know, it's fragrance free, it's not greasy, and this stuff doesn't transfer off. It dries actually pretty matte, kind of matte powdery, and has that pore blurring effect to it, but it leaves this cast. So I don't really know what's up with that or why you would want to use that. But again, like I said, I'm not a makeup person, and maybe this is helpful for makeup application. All right, next up from Japan is the Sana Pore Putty Pate. I got this on YesStyle, and I actually really like the way that it looks. I think it is one of the prettier CC creams as far as the look that it has on the skin. This product I really think is going for a pore blurring effect. It has some cross polymers in it, which can just kind of scatter light, you guys, and help uneven surfaces appear more smooth. And it also has ceramides in it, which are great for skin barrier restoration. It has shea butter in it as well. However, when I purchased this, I didn't look too carefully on the ingredient list. And now that once I got it, I realized right away, this has rose extract in it, and it has a floral scent to it. So this is not fragrance free, unfortunately, so I can't recommend it. Yeah, so it definitely has fragrance in it with the rose. I didn't realize that when I purchased it, but I've worn this a few times and I really like it, aside from the fragrance, which you definitely can detect. It is not greasy, and it doesn't transfer onto your clothing. It has zinc oxide, octinoxate, and tinosorb in it, which is a great chemical filter for UVB and UVA protection. I really like this aside from the fragrance. It has a nice kind of aesthetic on the skin in terms of blurring the appearance of textural inconsistencies, pores, you know, kind of bumpy roughness, in that it's got cross polymers in it, which really just scatter light. It also has ceramides in it, which are great for the skin barrier. I wish this didn't have fragrance. It'd be a good one otherwise. Next up, you have already heard me talk about at this point, I think, depending on the order of my videos. It is the MUJI BB cream. This is a Japanese brand, but you can buy it here in the States. I got it on YesStyle, but you know, we have MUJI stores here in the States, so I actually love this one. I think it's one of my favorite ones. Definitely one of my favorite Japanese ones that I've tried. And this is shea butter again. I noticed a trend with BB creams. I think shea butter just works well for kind of maybe the tint and whatnot. But yeah, this one, you know, you like the Physicians Formula, you do have to work with this a little bit more. It's not as forgiving in that you do kind of have to spend a little bit of time blending it in to get like a streak-free look. But this product, it really does a nice job color correcting. It does a nice job camouflaging discoloration. So I've been really happy with this product. You do have to work with it a little bit, similar to the Physicians Formula products, in terms of getting it to go on the skin in kind of an even non-streaky manner. You have to spend a little bit of time blending it in. And so I don't care for that because I don't want to spend time. But ultimately it gives a very nice look. Yeah, so these are my favorites of everything that I've shared with you guys today. I really love the MDSolarScience one. I love MUJI, and I've really been impressed with the Derma E one. Just as far as how it wears, it gives a nice matte finish. without being drying and also not being shiny or greasy. It stays on the skin, doesn't transfer. I really like that. And I think it's, you know, it's 20 bucks, which isn't cheap, but it's pretty affordable in the scheme of these kind of cosmetic things. So I really like that one, and I've always been impressed with the Supergoop CC cream as well. I just wish they too kind of became a little more inclusive for darker skin types looking for color correction. And you know, in darker skin types in particular, these products, if tinted such that it's a shade that, you know, works for you, these are really useful products to incorporate in your routine if you suffer from hyperpigmentation, because rather than covering up your hyperpigmentation, if you're looking to camouflage it, rather than covering it up with makeup, you know, covering it up with something that can be covering it with sun protective ingredients and visible light protective ingredients, that's really gonna help you out more so than just putting concealer and foundation on over those things. So these CC and BB creams, they really need to get more all-inclusive with the shades. So comment below if you guys use these. I don't really use them that much in my like everyday life or anything, but I try them out for you all because anything that helps you guys in terms of adding SPF to your life, I am all about. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.